How to pose like a leader and look sexy doing it. There is a quiet truth about attraction and leadership that most men never learn. Not because it's hidden, but because the world teaches the wrong lesson. Most men believe presence comes from what you say, the right words, the right jokes, the right pickup line, the right argument. But watch carefully in any room. The man people notice first usually hasn't said a single word. He walks in, stands still, and somehow the room adjusts. Conversations slow, eyes shift, energy and here is the uncomfortable truth. That moment is not created by speech. It is created by pose, your posture, your stillness, your physical presence. Your body speaks long before your mouth ever does. Now this is where things get interesting, because the internet loves to sell a fancy. You'll see videos promising 10 lines that make women obsessed, 7 psychological tricks to dominate conversations, 3 secret phrases alpha males use. But look closer. Those things rarely create real attraction. They create performance, and performance is exhausting. The truth is far simpler. Women do not respond first to what you say. They respond to how your nervous system enters the room. They read your energy, your pace, your physical stillness, and most importantly, your pose. Why pose is power. Your body reveals something deeper than words. It reveals internal certainty, and certainty is magnetic. This is why a man with average looks but strong presence often attracts more attention than someone who looks perfect but feels nervous. Because attraction is not built from appearance alone. It is built from signals of stability and confidence. Your posture becomes proof of something deeper. It tells people, I am comfortable in my own skin. I am not rushing. I am not seeking approval. I belong here. And when the body communicates that message, people feel it immediately. The hidden mistake most men make. But here's where most men sabotage themselves. They try to force confidence through movement. They talk too much. They move too fast. They gesture constantly. They try to fill every silence. Why? Because silence feels dangerous. Stillness feels awkward. But ironically, stillness is exactly what creates powerful presence. The men who command attention rarely move more. They move less. They are slower. More deliberate, more grounded. They don't rush to fill the moment. They hold it. The psychology of the leader pose. When a man holds a calm, stable posture, something interesting happens inside other people's minds. Their brain starts making unconscious assumptions. He must be confident. He must be experienced. He must be important. Because humans are wired to associate calm physical control with authority. This is why leaders, high-status men, and powerful figures often move with deliberate slowness, not because they are trying to look impressive, but because their nervous system isn't panicking. They're comfortable being seen. And that comfort is what others interpret as power. The attraction layer nobody talks about. Now let's add the second layer, because leadership presence alone is powerful. But when it combines with sexual polarity, it becomes magnetic. Women are extremely sensitive to microsignals of male confidence. Eye contact, posture, movement, silence, and one of the strongest signals is a relaxed masculine pose, not stiff, not aggressive, not performative. Who's groundedcontrolled.com. The kind of posture that says, I'm not trying to impress anyone, and paradoxically, that is exactly what becomes impressive. Why this changes everything. Once you understand this, you realize something shocking. Attraction does not begin when you speak. It begins the moment your body enters the frame. Before you introduce yourself, before you say hello, before the first conversation ever starts, people are already reading your posture, your stance, your energy, and they are already deciding something. Does this man feel stable? Or does he feel uncertain? That decision happens in seconds. And the surprising part is, it has almost nothing to do with looks. It has everything to do with pose, the real secret. So the real question is not, how do I talk like a leader? The real question is, how do you stand like one? Because the right pose does 3 things instantly. It creates authority, it creates attraction, and it creates mystery, all without saying a single word. We're going to break down something almost nobody teaches. The 3 specific poses that instantly make a man look more powerful, more attractive, and more confident, even before he opens his mouth. And once you understand them, you'll never walk into a room the same way again. Now that you understand something most men never realize, that presence begins with pose, not speech. We can look at the 3 body positions that silently communicate leadership. These poses are not tricks. They are signals. Signals your nervous system sends to everyone around you before a single word is spoken. And when used correctly, they create something psychologists call emotional gravity, a feeling that your presence is stable enough to influence the room. Let's begin with the first one. Pose 1. The anchor. The anchor pose is the foundation of masculine presence, and it is shockingly simple. Feet grundish, shoulders relaxed, chest opened, head level, no leaning, no nervous shifting, no restless movement, just stillness. Now this might sound basic, but the difference between a man who stands anchored and a man who hovers nervously is enormous. Most people unconsciously sway. They shift weight constantly. They lean forward. They adjust their hands. They bounce slightly. All tiny signals of internal restlessness. The anchored man does the opposite. He plants his feet as if the floor belongs to him, not aggressively, not arrogantly, simply, comfortably. And this subtle difference creates an immediate psychological effect. Because stability signals authority. Your brain associates calm physical grounding with leadership. That's why military officers, experienced CEOs, and confident men often appear immovable in their posture. They don't fidget. They don't shrink. They don't rush. They occupy space naturally. And the moment someone occupies space without apology, people start adjusting around them. Why stillness feels powerful? Most men underestimate the power of stillness. They believe confidence must be expressed through movement. But leadership actually communicates itself through control. Control over voice. Control over emotion. Control over physical energy. And stillness is one of the clearest signs of control. Think about it. When people are nervous, they move constantly. When people are confident, they move deliberately. That's why the anchored pose feels powerful. It tells everyone around you, this man is comfortable being seen. And comfort with visibility is one of the strongest signals of status. Pose 2. The observer. The second pose is even more powerful socially, because it combines stillness with awareness. This is the observer pose. Instead of scanning the room nervously, you observe slowly. Your head turns slightly. Your eyes move deliberately. Your posture stays relaxed, but your attention feels present. Now here's what makes this pose so magnetic. You are not chasing attention. You are noticing the environment. This subtle shift completely changes the dynamic. Most men look around hoping someone will look back, but the observer looks around as if he is evaluating the room, and that changes how others perceive him. Instead of looking needy, he looks selective. Instead of looking uncertain, he looks aware. And awareness is one of the strongest signals of masculine presence. Because leaders are not reactive, they are observant first. The eye contact moment. One of the most powerful elements of the observer pose is eye contact. Not intense, staring, not awkward avoidance. Just calm, brief, confident acknowledgement. Look, register, then continue. That's it. This kind of eye contact creates curiosity, because you are not trying to hold the moment. You are simply recognizing it. Women, in particular, respond strongly to this type of calm eye contact. When it is brief and relaxed, it communicates confidence without pressure. And pressure is what destroys attraction. Calm acknowledgement does the opposite. It creates intrigue. Pose 3. The lean. Now we reach the most subtly attractive pose of all, the lean. This pose is not about dominance. It is about controlled relaxation. Picture this. You are standing near a wall, or leaning slightly against a bar, or resting your shoulder lightly against a surface. Your posture stays open, but your body is slightly supported. What does this communicate? Comfort. Comfort. And comfort is seductive. Because most men in social environments look tense. Their shoulders tighten. Their movements become stiff. Their posture becomes rigid. But the man who leans calmly into the environment communicates something powerful. I am not under pressure. I am not trying to impress anyone. I belong here. And belonging is magnetic. Why relaxed confidence is attractive? This is where attraction psychology becomes fascinating. Women are not primarily attracted to perfection. They are attracted to emotional steadiness and presence. And relaxed body language signals exactly that. It shows you are not trying to prove anything. You are simply comfortable existing. And comfort with yourself allows others to relax around you, which is one of the deepest forms of attraction. Because people are drawn to environments where they feel calm. And calm men create calm environments. The secret most men miss. Now here's the part almost nobody teaches. These poses only work when they come from internal alignment. You cannot fake them for long, because body language leaks truth. If your mind is racing, your body will show it. If you are seeking approval, your posture will tighten. If you are nervous, your movements will reveal it. Which means the real goal is not to perform these poses. The goal is to become the man who naturally moves this way. And that transformation begins somewhere unexpected. Not with posture, not with clothing, not with technique, but with control of your nervous system. Because the men who look calm are not pretending, they are regulated. And in the final section, we'll reveal the deeper secret behind powerful masculine presence. The thing that turns posture into leadership, and leadership into attraction. Because once you understand this final layer, you stop trying to look confident and start becoming someone who naturally radiates it. By now, you understand something most men overlook. Pose is powerful. Stillness creates authority. Awareness creates intrigue. Relaxed posture creates attraction. But there is a deeper layer beneath all of this. Because posture alone does not create presence, it reveals Italiano. And the men who naturally carry leadership energy share one internal trait that changes everything. They are not seeking validation. The energy that changes a room. Most men walk into social situations with a hidden mission. They want approval. They want attention. They want to be liked. But this mindset creates a subtle tension in the body. The shoulders tighten. The movements become quick. The voice speeds up, and the nervous system begins broadcasting a signal. Please accept me. But leadership energy sends the opposite signal. I accept myself. And that difference is enormous, because humans instinctively trust people who appear internally stable. We feel safe around them, we feel curious about them, and we feel drawn toward them. That is why true masculine presence is often quiet. It doesn't need to prove itself. It simply exists. The nervous system advantage. There's a fascinating psychological reason this works. When someone's nervous system is calm, it influences the nervous systems of the people around them. Emotions are contagious. Confidence spreads. Calm spreads. Presence spreads. This is why certain people can enter a room and the atmosphere changes instantly. Conversations soften. Tension lowers. People feel more aware. They may not understand why, but subconsciously their brains are responding to emotional stability. And emotional stability is deeply attractive, not just socially, but romantically as well. Because attraction is strongly connected to feeling safe and intrigued at the same time. Why leaders move slower? Watch confident men carefully. They do something most people don't notice. They move slower, not dramatically slower, who's slightly. Their gestures are controlled. Their posture stays relaxed. Their voice pauses before speaking. And this subtle pacing creates a powerful psychological effect. Because fast movements signal urgency. Urgency signals pressure. But slow movements signal control. And control signals power. It tells people your mind is not racing. You are not overwhelmed. You are choosing your actions deliberately. And that kind of composure is extremely rare. The attraction layer. Here is where leadership presence overlaps with attraction. Women are highly sensitive to emotional steadiness in men. Because emotional steadiness signals reliability, safety, strength. This is why the most attractive men often appear calm rather than flashy. They don't dominate conversations. They don't rush to impress. They simply carry themselves with quiet certainty. And this quiet certainty becomes magnetic, not because it is loud, but because it feels real. The confidence loop. Now, something interesting begins to happen once you understand this. Your posture changes first. You stand more grounded. You move more deliberately. You speak with more pauses, and people start reacting differently. They listen more carefully. They hold eye contact longer. They treat you with more respect. And this reaction creates a feedback loop, because when people treat you like a confident leader, you start believing it yourself, which makes your posture even stronger. your presence even calmer, your confidence even more natural. Over time, it stops being a technique. It becomes your identity. The true meaning of sexy presence. Now let's address the word many men misunderstand. Sexy. Most people associate sexiness with appearance. Muscles, clothing, perfect facial features. But real sex appeal is something else entirely. It is energy. The energy of someone who is comfortable in their own skin. Someone who is not chasing validation. Someone who feels emotionally grounded. This energy communicates something powerful. I know who I am. And self-knowledge is deeply attractive, because most people are still searching for it. The final truth. So when you ask the question, how do you pose like a leader? The real answer is surprisingly simple. You stop trying to look confident, and you start becoming calm. You stop chasing attention, and you start holding presence. You stop performing, and you start inhabiting your own space. Your body reflects that shift naturally. Your posture becomes grounded. Your movements become deliberate. Your gaze becomes steady. And the room feels it. Because leadership is not loud. It is stable, and stability is magnetic. Final message. The world teaches men to perform confidence. But the men who truly stand out don't perform anything. They simply carry themselves with quiet certainty. Their posture communicates leadership. Their calm communicates power. And their presence communicates something deeper than words ever could. Because the most attractive signal a man can send is not perfection. It is peace with himself.